I've heard there's this new film show on YouTube. So I've been told it's a bit like that every frame of painting.
There's an elegance and an eloquence to the way that they talk.
Hi!
Welcome!
To Video Namaste.
We've not touched any of this food since last week, so it's going to be rowdy.
If this is
and
your first
stale
episode, I'd recommend going back. You know, it'll be about...
Going back 7 years, reevaluating your life, getting a better job.
Putting on the telly, because generally the telly's got better
I
programmes.
think the lottery's on now, you can buy happiness. I've started with the Rage Against the Machine stuff. Rather watch films on my feet than die on my knees.
In front of Netflix.
In front of Netflix. I think that was Emilio Zapata that said that.
Emilio Estevez.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're all very confused right now, that's probably because you haven't watched episode 1, so go back and do that. But if you did, you'll know that we've been talking about sequels. We've already chatted about Critters 2, our thoughts on that. Our thoughts that it was... Well, actually, I won't spoil it for you. Go back. So, today, we're going to talk about... Predator 2. Of course. Because if you're going to talk about sequels, you can't talk about sequels without talking about Predator 2, obviously.
Yes.
It was either that or Highlander 2.
Or Hangover 2. Oh, aye.
So, we talked about Critters 2.
The hijinks! Oh! How did they do it? How are they still alive?
Oh my god, the Predator is back. We're dead. Not to worry, Arnie'll save us again. Busy? Okay, who else? Danny Glover? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. No, it'll be fine. Danny Glover? It's Predator 2. Danny Glover?
There's a great opening shot in Predator 2
Yep.
where it starts a fly over the trees.
The jungle.
You're like,
music playing.
We're in the jungle, we're back, it's Predator 2, we're back in the jungle, we're
Well,
But then what happens?
oh, it pans out and it's Ellie, the urban
In
jungle.
the future, 1997.
Oh, fucking.
And then not too distant future.
Yeah.
My favourite kind of future.
I just started rubbing my nipples. I started doing that. I was like, oh aye, there we go.
In the not too distant future.
Aye. Set in the steamy, hot urban jungle of 1997 LA.
Would you say it's sweatier than Predator?
Well, we actually have a question. You want me to put it in? I've got a question for Thuggins, at Thuggins,
Okay.
who asks, what's sweatier, Predator 2 or an average porn film?
Depends who the porn star
I was
is.
gonna say, there's not... Porn films aren't that sweaty. I mean,
because they've got somebody.
if we're maybe talking about moisture, then...
General fluids, porn wins every time.
Like, Predator 2 is one of the most... It's one of the most moist
films.
I've ever seen.
It looks dense. It's humid. It's a humid as fuck
I
film.
get that for Die Hard with a Vengeance as well, though.
Aye,
That's a
it's
sweaty film.
sweating.
But the main character does he change? Does John McClane have to change
I just
mid-scene?
No, I think does he not just strip through the entire film, like loses a layer as he goes on?
Like,
Because in the final scene he's obviously just doing his jimmies.
It's Jimmy Joneses.
I mean, look, okay, well, we'll talk about the sweat first, because that's basically what Predator 2 is most
Well,
famous for.
Predator 2
the
is
sweat.
extrapolating the ideas of the first film into the urban jungle, but now it's to do with a whole
Mr.
heap of...
sensible answer. I want to talk about sweat.
A whole sweat is a huge part of this film, but it extrapolates the original idea of Predator, puts it into an urban environment amidst voodoo magic, gun crime, military intelligence, and
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, the first film he made post near fatal motorbike accident.
Was it post?
That's the first film he done.
Actually, that makes sense because I watched some interviews with him about it while he was.
Actually, sorry, 1986.
Yeah,
There's a special feature on the disc for Predator 2, and it's him basically showing you around the set, and you can tell that switch is flicked. Like he's full on like chewing the camera mode, like he's chewing your periph, but it's dynamite. It's the Gary Busey we all know now, as opposed to Mr. Joshua for Lethal Weapon.
I guess you're wondering what we're doing here in these barbecue outfits. Well, it's easy. We're going in after another world life force from another galaxy that has a self-defense mechanism that we don't understand. It's intangible to this time and space. It's actually from the theory of relativity and from the theory of quantum mechanics. Take those properties and equalize them, and you have the quantum theory of gravity, which is a discussion of how this universe started and how it will end. The Predator knows that information already. It is our job and our objective to go capture the Predator, sit him down, have a talk with him, find out why he does what he does, how he does what he does, and where he gets the weaponry and the defense mechanisms he uses in order to obtain his goal. And that is our goal. If we don't achieve that goal, we will be turned into vapor clouds made of small pink particles known on Earth as blood.
But no, it's great. But the film itself is it's a human beast of its own, and it's that's another thing that it takes for the first film. It takes the humidity. It is like
that's
well, yeah,
like
I think
Predator. It kind of lends itself to the mythology because like the Predator's obviously for a whole climate. Is it the same writing style? It's the same two boys.
It's the same two boys that wrote it, but
you
it's
can tell
basically
like there's I think like what they've done there is like the guys that wrote Predator pretty much wrote they wrote one of the best action films fucking ever, and I think what makes it work really well is like a lot of the action happens as like the exposition's going on as well, so it's like it's just like it's got that great flow, you know.
Like
Predator
Predator 2,
but Predator 2 excels at that, I think.
Predator 2 for me's got like beat for beat for beat. I talk about anytime I talk about Predator 2, I always mention the beats, but the beats in Predator 2 are perfect. And whenever people kind of disparage Predator 2 or talk quite ill of it, see when you hear the things they're talking about, they basically end up saying that they like the full film. They're like, oh, I didn't like that, but I like that bit and like that bit, and it's like the shoot at the start, the sort of voodoo killing in the bedroom of the gang boss, then like the voodoo guy getting his head cut off in the alley, then there's like and then there's like the subway scene, then the chase through the rooftops, then the freezer scene, then you know what I mean? It's like it's just
set pieces
beat,
that are in it.
but it's pure. It's done. It's directed. The pacing of it, the colours of it, and the violence of it is all shot pure like 90s comic book splash pages. The full thing, from start to finish, could be double pages in a comic book, and it could be the best. And I don't know if you've ever read them, but see the two. There's 3 Batman vs Predator comics. See the first 2. I don't know if they came before or after it, but they're perfect companion pieces to Predator 2. Like really, I'm no joking, they're actually
Is that one
perfect.
of the books that goes into the gun?
Yes. The gun that he gets the gun that he gets at the end of Predator 2, they go into where that gun came from, but they didn't tie it into Predator 2, but no, it's Frontiersman. That kind of goes a wee bit deeper into how they've been coming here every so often years. I can't remember exactly how it is, but I think that they mention it's when there's a shift in like heat or like some form of climate. That's when they come down, and that's why they're obviously in the jungle in the first one, then in the boiling hot LA heat.
It's a heat wave, like they talk about the heat wave.
We joke about the sweat, but there was like
no, it's ringing.
It's a very deliberate, like there's no way. There's the reason why Danny Glover has just got like a big
drenched
sweat patch, and there's the scene near the beginning where he goes back to his office and halfway through his workday he changes.
He's just shut. Aye. And there's fans everywhere. God, done a wee badger whistle.
I know it's not like sweat, but like the moisture thing when they're in the freezer and the sprinklers go off, and just after he shot the predator and he's like, there's just water pouring off.
Aye. It's like it's dense and it's really really moist. Even in the subway, like the subway sort of shoot out strobe thing, you can still see it on like Bill Paxton's face and that. It's like they're sweating buckets.
Oh, and he's got the best parting line as well.
What is it again?
Come on, motherfucker!
Want to kill me?
Let's dance!
Let's dance. Aye.
Yes, Paxton kills it as well.
And he's basically wearing a zoot suit. He's dressed like the fucking Mask, basically.
Yeah, the only thing missing is like spats.
I did like
And a jaunty hat.
Predator 2, like, I did, when I got to the end of it, I did really enjoy it, but I think for the first half of it, it was kind of bleaking me out a wee bit. It's really
the violence
grimy,
is harsh.
it's really dark, and
It's very oily. It's very oily, like black, like it is inky.
and it's weird. It's
thing.
like the whole stuff with the Predator. It's actually the weird thing about Predator 2 is that there's a lot of action in it from start to finish, but like the like waiting for the Predator stuff to happen is quite. It still holds off until a certain point before it just.
I
becomes
think that's a great trick
Predator.
as well. So the only time you see him up until that
I think it's a subway
boss
scene.
scene is like the only time you see him is in silhouette.
Aye. It's like, but you get to see him a few times there, like when he goes in and murders all the boys that are about to cut that guy's soul out, and when Danny Glover's at the cemetery. And the wee boy's like, you want a bit of candy? And he's like, oh mum, I just saw a ghost in that. Like, see that as well, that's an amazing scene that looks...
Want some candy?
You want some... And then, but, like, even that scene, like, Danny Glover's dressed a wee bit like the man for Del Monte. he's got his wee white
The
hat.
fucking outfits in that film are nuts, man.
But even that scene, it's set in a graveyard, but see with the jungle... sort of tribal drums out it, his hat and the fact that they've filmed it just where a tree is kind of thing, it looks
totally.
like, and how obviously how humid it is, it's another bit that kind of gives you back to that pointer that it's a jungle. Army, because he's a big fucking baby, didn't want to do it because he says he didn't like the script and he didn't like the director, but I think it's because Army was going to be back basically as Keys, which is Gary Busey's character, and I don't think he could have handled no being the main. But even if he was the main, if he was Danny Glover, like he would still have less screen time than what he did in the first Predator, because like a lot of the film does shift between other scenes without Danny Glover, but with the Predator, and then with Danny Glover, and then they kind of two mix in.
The lead, like, because the Predator he's the guy that propels the plot the whole time. Like he's taking people to every single.
He's
location.
showing up everywhere.
Aye, exactly.
But he's
so he's the drive for all the characters.
It's also such a good a good and just slight no, what do you call it? Just a slight like tweak to the plot to focus the film on a Predator that's a rookie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like see like they could have done it and they could have just brought it down and been another main guy and Danny Glover gets the better of him, yada yada. But the fact that the rookie makes mistakes gives Danny Glover that power to go after him that is just so good, and it also makes the end work a shade better. Because the rookie's still learning, he's obviously lost his arm, spoiler alert. But like when all the other Predators come in, it's like they know that like they could obviously do the job better, but he's bested their rookie, so they kind of give him that gun as obviously a mark of respect.
It's
because
really
it's a sport. Like
that's all it is to them. It's just pure sport. It's no like a bloodlust, and it's no like we're going to farm humans to make human beef burgers for all the Predators back home. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like this is a sport to us.
It's just a few nice wee touches that suggest that they are civilized.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's about to kill a character and discovers that character is pregnant.
Aye, that's not fair game.
Yeah.
Aye.
This woman's pregnant. It's like
exactly,
thanks,
kind of
mate.
like this
Go
sequel kind of upgrades the technology as well, because now this guy is an ultrasound. He's like a walking ultrasound.
Well, he's got better weapons as well. He's no like. What is it that he's got in the first one? Is it just his gun? And then he's
got the
mixed.
shoulder mounted cannon and the prodder as well. But
and this one he's got like the net that chops
there's
up.
obviously the blade as well.
The snicky snoring Wolverine blade. There's the frisbee.
That's a new guy. That's new, isn't it? That's not in Predator 1?
No,
Pretty sure that's not in Predator 1.
I'm sure that's in that's just for the second one.
Aye.
But that's amazing. There's see just some of the stuff in it, like especially in that end fight scene. The way the camera moves in the end fight scene on the ship with Danny Glover and Alien is fucking smashing, because there's obviously the pillars on the ship and it's like shifting in between them while they fight, and even when he's cutting them, it's like when he sticks the frisbee in his gut and pulls it out, there's like a beautiful spray, just like neon blood, and it's like it's just something else.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe it was just me, but like in the last act it feels like there's a bit of a weird kind of dreamlike quality
Oh
to
no,
it. See, like I think the bit that was most like that for me was when he jumps, when he's he's in the bottom of the lift, and the lift just starts moving and he's shouting, "Stop the lift,"
Aye.
and nobody can hear him, and then he falls through a
A
hole in the
That's
floor.
just that darkness.
It's just a weird hole in the floor, and that to me is like this very dreamlike.
I know.
And it's like the whole film is a kind of bit of a grimy nightmare.
It's the end, like the last maybe 40 minutes is just like a big lucid chase scene through rooftops, pipes, through folks' bathrooms, doing shafts.
It doesn't give you a chance to catch your breath. Like even when you're stopping, like it's you're watching somebody cauterize their own wound, or you're watching.
It just mixes up somebody's grouting, just punches some grouting. He's like, that'll do you, fuck.
You are one ugly mother.
The best line in it is the "You're an ugly motherfucker" for Predator 1, but in the second one it's
Okay, pussy face. It's your move.
See the fact that how were you with the fact that the Predator can actually talk?
I'm fine with that.
Aye.
That doesn't bother me. I'm fine. He's an alien. He can do. There's a lot of flexibility there in terms of what you can do with it, and if you can replicate voices and shit like that, that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I can think
No,
of
it
like
doesn't
much
bother
worse
me
to be
either.
angry about, No in terms of Predator 2,
Aye.
just in terms of like maybe other films, continuities and stuff. But it kind of works for me, and it gives him a creepier edge. Like see when he go, is it in the subway scene where he asks Bill Paxton
If he wants some
candy?
Yeah.
And it's the vocoder or whatever on it is really creepy, but I like that. It gives him a bit maybe a creepier presence.
It's definitely more
he's
horrific.
doing it definitely. He's literally just doing it to fuck with
I think that reflects back on the fact that he's a rookie as well, because I think he's struggling with. This is this has gone in deep here, boys. But I think he's struggling with his insecurities as a rookie hunter. So I think when he's using his voice, he's using it as an extra sort of a wee extra badgy intimidation and fear when he's hunting his prey.
This is it. This is what we're talking about.
Hell
We
yeah,
found our
boys!
feet. Some deep analysis, psychoanalysis of Predator and Predator 2.
I bet you the boy that directed Predator 2 is like, nah, sounded cool.
Film Namaste, the first podcast to win an Oscar.
What can I say?
A BAFTA as well.
A BAFTA.
The only thing that I had a problem with.
This is where we fought it.
I know. This is right. So I felt there was a wee bit of fan service with "You're one ugly motherfucker."
Yes.
That's like fan service for me is like it's a fucking hard no.
Well, it doesn't say it. It changes.
You just have to have. It's not that fan service is bad. It's just sometimes it misfires slightly and just comes across as like.
I think
it's the sultana on the salad. It's like you can fucking like see if somebody quotes something for a previous film, like a Terminator 2, he kind of gets away with it, but like see if in Predator 2 he was to say, "You're an ugly motherfucker," you'd be like, that's a bit shit.
But when he says the line and then the Predator says it.
Aye.
It's like it's as if everybody in the room's going, I mind when he said this. None of us were there, but we all
seems
mind
like
it.
even like alluding to things like that just for me takes me
Well,
out the film for a wee bit, because
it
then I
does
feel
sound
like somebody's trying to sell me a product. Like, we know you like this. You know, it's like a fucking.
Do you know you're
pop-up.
watching Predator yet?
Aye, but like that kind of takes me out, and I know it's a film, and like it's like, you know, that fourth wall breaking thing never bothers me as much. But like, it's the fact that like it's.
I'm just warning you. We're going to have a problem. If you have a problem with this, we're going to have a problem when we get to the next film.
No, because that's completely different. Like,
but even when even as he says, your move, pussy face. See, like, you're kind of like it works in the context of the scene, but in terms of the whole film, you always pick it out because it's a smashing line, but my brain is just taking it's taking its socks off. And it's accidentally put its feet on the radiator. When he says it, you can tell it's just bad, and you can tell it's kind of shoehorned in there, and it sticks out like a sore fucking thumb.
Well,
basically.
that's the thing. It's not a problem for the whole film at all. It's like it's obviously not. It's not the sum of its parts. It's just one wee element. One wee element that like I didn't really like.
So why do you think Predator 2? What's why do you think Predator 2 gets such a bad rap then? Do you think
because
it's just
people
the
are
absence?
fucking arseholes.
No, right, no,
I think people.
Come on now.
People are too attached to the sort of. I think I wrote about it before, but I says Predator 1 is a Sunday hangover film. Predator 1, I could watch Predator 1 hangover to fuck constantly, but Predator 2 feels more like a late night Channel 5 stay up on a Saturday.
Totally.
It's got that pacing to it,
Got you.
and it's just got that atmosphere and that kind of pulpiness to it. But I think people kind of revolt against Predator 2 because they have got that built love for 1. 1's insanely quotable. It's a great Arnie film. It's its own tight wee unit, and it is one of the perfect action films. It is a perfect action film, but I think people just aren't willing to put that barrier down and see Predator 2 as not a serious action film, but a kind of pulpy comic book action film, which suits it just beautifully.
I reckon it's. I mean, the thing is the Predator 1, the kind of Arnie presence and the silliness of it, and it kind of pushes it a wee bit more mainstream, I think.
Definitely.
Whereas Predator 2, you've got something that's a bit more. I'm not going to call it hard sci-fi because it's
a bit more niche.
It goes further into.
I think a big
more
problem with it not appealing to a mass audience is the fact that it's people they can't divorce the sequel for the original, and the original as like a perfect action film, perfect sci-fi film, whatever you want to say, it's highly revered, right? And that's great. But people can't put that barrier. Well, a lot of people can't put that barrier down. But in addition, as well, it's like Predator 2 is more horrific.
It's violent. It's really violent.
Well, I think that is pretty divisive for a lot of people.
It's what I said earlier about it bleaking me out.
Yeah, you got bleaked out by it, whereas Predator has its own kind of although it is hyper violent at times, it's still got it's more cartoonish.
The original Predator's violence is bloody. It's like a splatter. It's a splatter film. Whereas Predator 2's violence is quite horrific, but see when people are getting shot, especially with the Predator's shoulder cannon, it's not like exploding like blood everywhere. It's like sparks. You know what I mean? So it's like the blood you're not seeing isn't like full on in your face gore. It's like you just maybe see like folk like bodies upside down without any heads, and folk like the Predator with a head on its like belt and stuff, which is still horrific. But it's not
always
like
freaked me out the most in Predator, and it's still like I remember the first time I watched it and I was a wee guy. It really fucking affected me. like when they're looking over the prison camp and the guy just gets like executed. You know, he just gets shot right in the head. He's on his knees and they're like, that fucking got me, like, because that's harsh. And it's brutal. It's a headshot as well, but the rest is more cartoonish. But I see that headshot that could be in Predator 2 like multiple times. You know, that kind of brutal violence, but it's not have a problem. In fact, I love it. I love the level of violence in Predator 2. That's a big part of the appeal. The fact that it's all washed with these neon glows and everything makes it so fucking delicious.
That's what I'm saying. It is. It's just
it's actually
it's just a nice.
It's the kind of violet to the red. It gets very red and it's
violet and red and like kind of peachy yellows as well and stuff. You know,
and like obviously it's all golden in our stuff as well. So it's like it's got like a bit of Tony Scott vibe at times as well.
The neon green, obviously the Predator's blood, and then like
the
like the neon blue, the like the freezer and stuff like that.
And when he's cauterizing his wound and stuff like that. See that scene where like there's a great example is when Danny Glover's climbing that flagpole and he's looking into the hole in the wall that the Predator's just fallen through, and he's cauterizing the wound and stuff like that, and it's all blue lights, but there's the green neon and stuff like that. It's just like it's all really harsh, bold colour schemes and that, and it looks great. And that's the thing, it's like that level of visual fantasy, I think, you know, blends really well with the hyper violence. These two, without that, I think it would have been too grim for me. But I think, like, for a lot of people, maybe that element that I have, like, that makes it seem cartoonish, isn't there for them.
I think that's
the same with when you talk to anybody about horror. A lot of the time, it's like, no, it's not like violence.
I think Predator 2 is like surface level to somebody that's no into films like that. The goofiness that could maybe the way it could look, because like Predator 1 is like a solid action film. Like you're fucking MD would watch that because it's like set in the jungle, know what's going on, just an alien do. But the colour scheme and the way the characters act and the like sort of how bombastic it kind of is would possibly turn folk off, so I kind of hate it.
I think that's maybe a big part as well. You've not got Jesse the Body Ventura, you've not got Arnie, and like, so it's all it's big testosterone, muscle driven, muscle build. Like,
do you know who I was pleased to have back though? Silvestri. I love him so much.
Well, the music's like we were saying earlier, it's a huge character in the film as well.
I was going to say, like, I don't know. Right, this is completely unsourced and possibly made up, but I am convinced that John Williams watched and liked the score for Predator 2 and used that as a source of inspiration for when he was making the Lost Worlds score, because it's very, very similar in terms of pacing, darkness, and the tribal drums and stuff as well. That kind of like fast-paced.
I like this in comparison. I like this comparison, but I cannot get on board with the idea of John Williams sitting down watching Predator 2 and being like,
you'd be surprised. Well, what age would you have been when Predator 2 came out? About 106?
Get my dictaphone!
Get my wax cylinder! He's fucking old as hell.
He was having a flag of red wine, watching Channel 5.
Watching Chernobyl.
Until it was just after a Shannon tweet, erotic thriller. It's like, fuck this! Keep on! Drinking for a horn. It's just brilliant! Helen!
Drinking for a Motherwell mug.
Totally. Wearing nothing but his socks. Hell, it's fucking freezing in here.
It's freezing, I'm going to microwave this wine.
All this films make me roasting, alright.
This'll heat me up a wee bit.
And he's like, I need to remember. Getting his dictaphone.
Gonna say doing that when the telly's right there. I should just record this off the telly. Steam bags.
The John Williams story.
John the Bottle Williams.
That'll not be his biopic. You've got fucking, what's his name? Bobby Downey Jr.'s dad is the journalist, Tony Pope. Is it Tony Pope?
I think so. He's like, murder, violence, mayhem, just what you've always wanted or something, and then fucking knock him out.
Hey, Harrigan! More victims, more mutilation!
Pope, are you there, Pope? Pope, what's going on?
Aye, fuck you. And there's
Aye.
one of the total fist pumping moments.
The press has a right to know.
Yeah, see when he does that though, he punches the lens of the camera.
That's only when you
I mean,
feel
that's how hard. No, it's just like I just couldn't stop.
That's how
thinking
you.
about
That's how you annoy a journalist.
I couldn't stop thinking about how much that must have hurt.
5 thumbs. See if I was Goro for Mortal Kombat. Boof.
It's getting a hand for me.
Every thumb for Goro.
Is it 5 thumbs out of a possible 10 thumbs?
I don't know how
Seven-
many.
seven-
I think he's got 6.
Six.
6 thumbs out of 6 for Goro. Has he got 6 hands but
It's
one
the
dick?
last fucking gaming chat.
What have
6 hands and 1 dick for Goro? Or 6 hands and 6 dicks? Like
No,
a
I
minigun?
I like to think he's just got a big Danny D. That's it.
Big Danny Dyer? I like.
So, what was your take on Predator 2? Sorry, that's quite good. What's your fucking take on Predator 2?
What's your problem?
Maybe we should
Keep it away
ask,
from me.
what's your take on Predator 2? Oh right, so you do like it. Sorry, you can stay for another 5.
If you've seen it.
If you've seen it, if you've not, then why the fuck are you watching?
Another digestive.
So, we hope you've enjoyed part 2. A lot of Predator 2 chat. Part 2 of the Part 2 series about Part 2s.
That'll do.
Did you like that?
That was a good
That was a good one.
Thanks
I've
for
had this
watching.
t-shirt on for a fucking week.
Join us again next week where we'll be wearing the same t-shirts. But we'll be
Madness.
talking about a different film altogether.
Yep.
Don't send us fan art, send us new t-shirts.
Fan art on new t-shirts of
Send us just new t-shirts.
Fruit of the Loom is fine.
Fruit of the Loom.
George.
Plain George, please.
I thought you were talking to a viewer. I thought you were just calling a viewer George. George, if you're watching this.
I do like the idea that somebody called George is watching and went,
Oh, you fucker here, I've got no money. Hold on, give me. I think there's a fiver in the car.
so if you want to find us for some reason, we're on Twitter.
Never again.
The names are bouncing about the screen right now. And also, collectively, we are at Video Namaste.
That's where you get us.
I'll see you in a bit.
Aye, cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, pussy face. This is your move.